Hi, I'm John Greaves III. I'm the founder of Garage Gym Life. Today, I'm going to do a first impressions review of the Mad Spotter Hooks 2.0. You may have seen ads for these on social media, and if you have, then you know that they're the subject of a fair amount of controversy. In this review, I'll briefly explain both sides of the debate about this product and let you know where I stand on the issue. Then I'll do a head-to-head comparison between these Mad Spotter Hooks 2.0 that I just purchased last week and my own pair of what I believe are the first set of dumbbell spotter hooks, the dumbbell power hooks from Country Power. But before I get too far into this, please hit that like button for me. That will tell YouTube that this video is something that people find interesting to watch, and if this is your first time checking out one of my videos, thank you for stopping by. Please consider subscribing to my channel to help me hit my goal of 50,000 subscribers. I release new podcast episodes here on YouTube every Monday featuring interesting people who influence the home gym community. And then on Thursdays, that's when I publish shorter single topic videos like a home gym tour from around the world or a review of something that will help you make the most of your home gym experience. As the channel grows, I'll be adding more kinds of interesting content with the goal of publishing on a daily basis. So now is the perfect time to subscribe and get on board. So I've been seeing ads for the Mad Spotter hooks on Instagram for some time now, and if you're not familiar with them, the concept is fairly simple. You hook this top hook over a barbell like this one and place a dumbbell here in the bottom hook like I have with these. Then in the case of dumbbell bench press, you wrap your fingers around the dumbbell and the bottom hook and you extend your arms to take the top hook off of the bar. Then you simply bench press as normal. Once you're done with your set, you hook the top hook back onto the bar. The reason for this product is to allow lifters to do pressing movements with dumbbells that are too heavy for them to safely get up into position. Like many things in fitness, this product is extremely polarizing because people who see it generally fall into one of two camps. One group thinks this product is a waste of time and you shouldn't try to press dumbbells that are too heavy for you to clean up into position. And then the other side thinks that something like this is the greatest idea ever and that it'll help save your shoulders and prevent injury. So before we go any further, here's my opinion on the subject. While I am a physical culturist and I love to emulate the methods practiced by the old-time physical culture lifters, I'm also not opposed to using technology where it makes sense. And I would guess that neither are the people who say that there's no need for this product. For example, most people who perform the bench press do it on either a dedicated bench or a utility bench. This is something that old-time lifters like George Hackenschmidt, who invented the earliest version of the bench press in 1891, will probably say isn't necessary because Hackenschmidt did all of his horizontal pressing by rolling a barbell over his face and then pressing it up in the most difficult and athletic version of the floor press. So he didn't even use a spotter to hand him the bar, something that the modern day purists who hate this product probably can't say because many of them use a spotter to set heavy dumbbells on their thighs before they basically do the negative portion of a crunch to lie down while balancing the weight. Or they lie down first and have one or two spotters hand them the weights, which is again pretty risky. Listen to what I'm telling you. Lifters didn't start using spotters to hand them the weight until 1939, 48 years after George Hackenschmidt first laid down to start floor pressing. And at the time, people said using spotters to hand off the barbell wasn't necessary and you had no business doing barbell bench press unless you could get the weight up by yourself. In the 1950s, when bodybuilders like Marvin Eder and George Eiferman made benching popular, somebody invented the first uprights, and at the time people again said uprights weren't necessary and you shouldn't be bench pressing anything you couldn't put back on the floor by yourself. So anyone who looks at Mad Spotter hooks and says they aren't necessary is just repeating the pattern of resistance to change, even if that change makes lifting safer. There's, in my opinion, no reason for someone who's training by themselves to have to struggle with putting the dumbbells on their lap and then doing the negative portion of a crunch while stabilizing the dumbbells in either hand before they even start the exercise. And in my opinion, it's even more important to have something like Mad Spotter hooks for when you complete the set and you need to put the weights back down. Too many people either have to pull their knees to their chest and then do a ballistic sort of kipping sit-up so they can put the dumbbells down, or even worse, They drop the dumbbells while in the least mechanically advantageous position, exposing themselves to the potential for shoulder injury and damaging the integrity of the dumbbell. Here's a quick story. So my first job out of college was at a public gym. This is and I worked there for 5 years, from 1995 to 2000. And in fact, leaving that job was what caused me to start my first home gym, because I was trying to balance training with the demands of my new job and my new schedule. Anyway, while working at that job, there was a guy who used to come in and he was always dropping the dumbbells. We kept on telling him, hey, don't drop the dumbbells. These were hex head dumbbells that we had just gotten from, I don't even really know where, because they owned them before I started working there. Anyway, we kept saying, don't drop the dumbbells, don't drop the dumbbells. And he always just laughed us off. So he dropped the dumbbells when he was doing dumbbell flies, dropped the dumbbells after a set of curls, didn't matter. Well, one day I was at the front desk and this guy comes up to the desk and his grill is shot. Lips are swollen, his glasses are cracked, his nose is swollen, and you could tell, and it's bleeding a little bit. And I'm like, what happened to you? And he said he had been doing a set of dumbbell pullovers, and of course, he was dropping the dumbbells between sets. I told you he dropped the dumbbells on every set. He's dropping the dumbbells between sets. He's doing dumbbell pullovers, and he had 70-pound dumbbells. And he said he was at the top of the movement, and the half of the dumbbell fell on his face. So roughly 35 pounds fell and smacked him right in the lips and teeth. So he headed off to the ER, and that is the moment when I decided that I'm not going to do anything to jeopardize my face, lips, and teeth. Mad Spotter hooks take away all of those risks and allow you to train more safely, more effectively, and more efficiently. But because I'm a student of human nature, I realized that I probably didn't convince some of you. So rather than make you suffer through the rest of this video, I've prepared another video that will be less controversial for you to go check out while the rest of us finish this one. You can find that by clicking the link that just popped up over my head. Okay, for everybody else, let's talk about how well Mad Spotter accomplishes what they're supposed to do. As I mentioned, this is not my first experience with this type of product. I've owned these dumbbell power hooks since, I want to say 2009. They were sold by a company called Country Power, which I believe is now out of business. And I've really enjoyed using this version of the product. When I got these, I still own my 120-pound dumbbells, and with these hooks, I could dumbbell bench them for sets of between 5 and 8 reps without a problem. Keeping in mind that I've mostly trained by myself for most of my 20+ years in my home gym journey, so while I was capable of deadlifting the dumbbells up to my thighs and then lying down the bench, I wasn't strong enough to sit back up after the set was over, so I would always have to drop the weights out to the side, which I already told you I don't like doing. At least that is until I got the power hooks from Country Power, and I felt a lot safer from then on. So I know that these dumbbell power hooks work, and they've stood the test of time for 14 years. But what about the Mad Spotter power hooks? So I used Mad Spotters for the first time last night, and they worked reasonably well. The biggest difference I can see is that the dumbbell power hooks have this strap here that goes around the dumbbell to secure it in place, and the Mad Spotter hooks, as you can see, don't have that. So to be honest with you, I wish Mad Spotter had included this strap in their version of the product, because with the flap, it feels as if the dumbbell is a little bit more secure. With the Mad Spotter hooks, I noticed as I was doing shoulder presses that when I racked the weight, I had to really concentrate because it felt like the dumbbells were going to come up and out of the curve of the hook. That does not happen with the dumbbell power hook because of this strap. One other way that I feel that dumbbell power hooks are superior is in loading extremely heavy dumbbells. Remember, the point is that you're using these hooks in the first place because the weight is a little bit unwieldy to set up on your shoulders. So with a dumbbell that heavy, it can be awkward to try to fit it into the hook as it's sitting on the bar. With the dumbbell power hooks, you can install the dumbbell into the hook on the ground where you have a mechanical advantage. Then you can pick it up by grabbing the dumbbell itself on the sides of the dumbbell and carry it over with no problem. That's a little tough to do with the Mad Spotter hooks because without a strap, when you lift up the dumbbell, the hooks stay put. So that's not gonna work. You can grab this handle right here if you're careful and load it that way, but it's just easier with the dumbbell power hooks than it is with the Mad Spotter hooks. I will say that the strap is a little bit lumpy in your hand and it can create a little pressure point, which I didn't like when I first started using it. But over time I got used to it and it no longer bothers me. But that pressure point might be why Mad Spotter didn't include the strap in their version of this design. I think that both products are outstanding for what they're designed to do, and both of them work well for bench pressing, shoulder pressing, and even rows and farmer carries. In case you're wondering, Mad Spotter hooks are rated at 250 pounds a piece. And while I'm not sure about the Country Power product rating of 1,000 pounds, as I said, they're out of business, and I can only vouch for them working well with my 120-pound hex head dumbbells. I have heard that some people have issues with these with the Bowflex Select Tech dumbbells, as well as the Power Block brand of adjustable dumbbells, but I've never tried to use them with either product, so I can't comment on that. You just have to make sure that the diameter of your dumbbell handle fits snugly in this groove right here for these to perform at their best. So let's close by going over some best practices that I've learned over the 14 years that I've owned dumbbell power hooks. There is a slight learning curve when you first start using these because it can be unnerving when you are setting the dumbbells back down after the set's over. It just feels like you're going to miss the bar and drop the dumbbell on your face. I had the same fear when I first started using mine, and here's my best advice. First, you want to set the barbells that you're using as a base so that your arms are nearly straight when the top hook of the power hooks are resting on the bar, and that way the hook will clear the bar when you straighten your arms all the way. Then when you're racking the Mad Spotter hooks after the set, just keep your eyes on the bar and come all the way in till the spotter hooks hit the barbell, and then slide it down into place. That probably sounds a little bit more complicated than it really is, but it's just a matter of paying attention to what you're doing. I also find it helpful to set the Mad Spotter hooks so that they are sitting on the rings of the barbell so that you can lift them off without hitting the uprights, and you're also in your strongest, most stable pressing position at the start and completion of the lift. This is probably a good time to talk about inspecting the Mad Spotter hooks when you first get them, and every time you use them to make sure that this rubber coating that's on the top part of the hook that goes onto your bar is still intact, because that will prevent the hooks from damaging the knurling on your bar. This is an area where the Mad Spotter hooks are superior to the dumbbell power hooks because, as you can see, the dumbbell power hooks don't have the coating all the way over the entire curve, whereas Mad Spotter hooks do. I definitely prefer the Mad Spotter hooks design in this area. So going back to this strap on the Country Power hooks, I noticed that there was some fraying on the strap as soon as I got them, but the damage did continue to get worse, and I'm now going on 14 years without any issues, even though my 4 sons trained with me for a period of time from elementary school until they graduated from high school and moved out. So I assume that if the Mad Spotter hooks were to include some sort of strap like this, that customers could reasonably expect the same level of durability, especially considering the more advanced materials that are available now compared to what we had available in the 80s when these came out. So to wrap it up, I think that Mad Spotter's hooks are a good product, especially if you train by yourself, although I would love to see them implement some sort of strap to secure the dumbbells and the hooks. I do recommend them. I like that they take up less room than the dumbbell spotter trays that are available from some manufacturers, because I'm able to put these away in my miscellaneous storage rack or up here on the power rack, and then they're out of the way until I need them again. This is not a sponsored review, but I will put the link to get the Mad Spotter hooks in the description for this video so you guys can check them out if you're interested. They do come with a 60-day warranty, so if you don't like them, you should be able to return them as long as you haven't done anything crazy to damage them. If you have any questions about anything in this review, or if you want me to dive a little bit deeper into something, just drop a comment and ask me whatever it is you'd like to know more about, and I'll be sure to address it either in the comments in a reply or in a follow-up video, or a combination of the two. With that being said, if you've made it this far, you're obviously a fan of what I do, so please consider tapping that shopping button that's in the bottom corner of this video to support the channel and check out some of the products that I use on a daily basis to optimize my life. For example, I never shoot a video without a freshly shaved head and face. So if you're into seeing what I'm using to keep myself camera ready and looking youthful now that I'm in my 50s, click that shopping button and level up your game. Hope you enjoyed this quick first impressions video of the Mad Spotter hooks. And if you'd like to watch another one of my videos, you can click that top video to my right, or click right below it to check out my full playlist of review videos here on YouTube. Hope you have a wonderful day.